TikTok. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Oh, that's blinding me. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Happy Sunday. Oh my gosh, it is such nice, cool fall weather today. Hello, Olivia. I've had a busy morning, but it's been a good morning. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with you. Hello, Cheryl56, and we have K Beauty. Hello, Bobby Brown, 2376. How are you? Hello, Steve. Good morning, Alyssa. How are you? Hello, Kelly. Courtney! Courtney's in the house. We can all take an easy, deep breath now because Miss Courtney is in the house. Hello, Borsak. How are you, my friend? Hello, Tracy RW. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, I am drinking my coffee, which I drink it black, but I'm drinking it out of the world's most perfect coffee mug. Is this not the cutest coffee mug on earth? You can say yes, you can say no, but I know the answer is yes. This is the world's cutest coffee mug. So I'm just going to hang out with you for a while this morning. We're going to talk about, we're going to just talk about whatever we went. Yes, I did go thrifting. Yeah, hold on just a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll go get the stuff that I thrifted. Hold on. Indy has no idea what we were running for, but she ran with me to go get it. About to watch the Rams. How's everybody Sunday morning? You know, I have not watched football since my dad passed away. We used to talk about football every Sunday. No, I didn't thrift the coffee mug. I actually got this at Knott's Berry Farm. But my dad and I would talk about football every Sunday. And then once he passed away, I'm like, I got nobody to talk about football, so I don't talk about football anymore. But who's your team, Lonnie? They're no longer here. So I used to be Chargers all the way. I used to just be a diehard Charger fan because I grew up in San Diego. But I'm going to tell you, I will go with the 49ers. So, the Chargers left me. They left me, and I'm still upset that San Diego lost our team. So now that they're no longer here, I will say the 49ers. So, yay, Northern California. I just have to stay with that. So today I am giving away one of my little coffee. No, it's not coffee. This is a candle. So I am going to be giving this away here shortly. What high school did you attend? I'm also a San Diego native and lived in Temecula for a while. Catherine, I actually went to San Diego High School in Encinitas. And I graduated the class of 82. Yes, I did. All right, do you want to see some of the stuff that I got yesterday? Actually, this is everything I got yesterday. So the first, it was actually my mom, my dad, my sister, and I all went to the same high school. Okay, I got this Cal State Fullerton t-shirt. I did not attend Cal State Fullerton, but Robert graduated from there. My oldest son graduated from there. So I thought this was really cute. I love the colors. And I thought that this was really cute. So I will represent Robert's alma mater. Is that what it's called? Alma mater? Yes, I'm going to be representing Robert's college with this Cal State Fullerton t-shirt. I got this for $5.99. So I liked that. Then I found this little t-shirt. This is an actual Ford, the official licensed product from Ford. Alma mater. Good. Okay. Because I knew it was something like that, but I was like, I just knew I was going to say it wrong. And So I got this little Mustang tank, and I thought that this was really cute. And I thought, you know, instead of like a band t-shirt, I thought this would be cute with like maybe some patterned pants or something, maybe my hobo pants. So I thought this was cute. Now I got this for $3. So this one cost me $3. And I thought it was cute. You know, I don't have a tendency to wear too much gray because I think it kind of like washes me out a little bit because I have gray hair. But I'll put a little blue in there, and then I won't worry about it, and then I'll just wear that. Then I found this. Okay, so now that I'm taking a look at it a little bit, this is the official supplier for Ferrari. See, look at that little Ferrari tag. I didn't notice this yesterday, but this has a little Ferrari tag. It's from Puma. And I thought that this was just a really cool kind of like vintagey looking, oh, I guess it must be, so it's the little tag right here. It says Volvo Ocean Race Around the World. I'm assuming it is something to do with yachts. But I got this one for $5.99. Yeah, I really like how it's like kind of like buttoned down, kind of like I can do a little bit of like a little va-va-voom. Yeah, I can do like a little va-va-voom with this. And even if I don't wear this on its own, I thought it would be very cute under like Levi's and stuff like that. So this one cost me $5.99 also. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I like this one. So I got this one. And then va-va-voom. We all need va-va-voom. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't care what age you are, if you feel like va-va-vooming, you should do it. Now, I also found this dress, which it's going to fit me well enough. Do you have any true ghost stories that have happened to you? Yes, Lindsay, I do, and I will tell it to you. I got this dress. I love the colors of this. Thank you for getting that. Oh, Volvo Voom. Oh my gosh, I just got that, Courtney. You are on point today. So it's a size 10. Yeah, it's a size 10, but even if it's a little bit big on top, what I was gonna do is I was gonna wear it with like a V-neck sweater and then some high boots, but I loved the color. And I got this one for $8.99. So I really liked this one. So I got this. And then I also found this. This is from Apothecary. No, Anthropology. Oh my gosh, what am I thinking? Anthropology. So I found this very cute kind of pumpkin-y sweater. It's oversized. Now, let me ask you this. I need your advice. It says to hand wash my sweater, which I'm like, that's so boring. I don't have time to hand wash my sweater. But if I just put it in the washing machine on cold and like a gentle cycle, that should be okay, right? I mean, I don't want to ruin my sweater, but nor do I want to sit there and take the time and like hand wash it. So do you ever do that? Yeah, it says no, just don't dry it in the dryer. That's what I was thinking. I was actually going to like dry it. I was going to like lay it down flat to dry. Yes, it'll be fine. Okay, cool. So I just absolutely love the color of this one. Now, I bought myself a pair of pants. These are Levi's. They're 508s. I got these for $10. Yeah, I was going to do gentle cycle. And hello, Star Black. And I got these, they're so soft. And I was hoping they're going to be just kind of like a little bit of a boyfriend fit. Because they're a size 29. And I'm going to wash these and wear these. So these were $9.99 also. The reason I stopped talking is because there's a Band-Aid in the pocket. So I'm going to put on a pair of gloves and take the Band-Aid off before I wash them. The joys of thrifting. So yeah, I was talking and I'm like, is that a Band-Aid? And then I'm like, look closer, and I'm like, don't look too close. But it was a Band-Aid. All right, I found these for $9.99 also. But these do not have any Band-Aids on them. And I love the color. It's kind of like, it's the blue on the inside, and then it's kind of brown, but the blue's coming through. I just really, really liked that. I just thought that these were so cute. Again, these are men's pants. These are 29.30s. What is it? Oh, I found a Band-Aid. Not a new Band-Aid, but a Band-Aid in one of the pockets of a pair of pants I thrifted. So I'm going to dispose of that in a sanitary manner. But like I said, you know, it's all part of thrifting. You find stuff sometimes. So I am going to take that out of the pocket. And then, hold on here. So I have these. And then I found this t-shirt. Robert says he can't fit into it, and I think he can, but one of us is going to wear this t-shirt. I mean, is this not the coolest t-shirt? It's an Elvis t-shirt. So he says, since it says size 34-36, that this is a woman's t-shirt, but I think it's a man's t-shirt. What do you think? Do you think that this is a man's t-shirt or a woman's t-shirt? I think it's a man's t-shirt, but even so, even if it's a woman's t-shirt, I'm rocking this shirt. So if Robert can't fit into this one, I'm keeping this one. Because, I mean, it's Elvis Presley. How can you not want Elvis Presley? And I got this one for $3.99. My baby brother is an Elvis tribute artist impersonator. No way, Courtney. Oh my gosh. Does he like live around here and perform around here? Because I'll wear my t-shirt and we can go see him perform. And then I got Robert this t-shirt. This is a bear. I got him a bear t-shirt. I don't know. Do you guys ever watch, Robert, you better fit into that. Hipsina, I'm telling you right now. Hello, HM Bride. Happy Sunday. Look up Suspicious Minds. Ooh, I will. Love the bear. I know, the bear's awesome. I bought a pair of jeans from Salvation Army, got them, and found a $50 bill in the front pocket. Ooh, good job, Nancy. I just found a Band-Aid. I didn't find $50. So look at how cool the tag is, though. It's like a little bear paw. And this is from Supreme Being. I don't know, it looks pretty cool. It says from England. So it says, created first amongst equals. So I thought he liked this t-shirt, so he's gonna be rocking the bear. And then I found him this t-shirt, which is Michael Jordan. It's the actual Air t-shirt. I guess that's a thing. See, little fit dry. I know this is really cool. Love your energy, never change. Well, Darius, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's like such a cool compliment. Thank you. Hello, Colleen. So if this one does not fit Robert, I'm taking this one. I think it will, but I really love this t-shirt. So yeah, so this one, and then I found this one for myself, but Robert kind of like was like, oh, that's really cool. So I'm giving it to him. But look at this t-shirt. Okay, this was my bicycle as a kid. It was a Schwinn, and it was the banana bars or the banana bike, and you shifted it like right there, and you're like, ree, ree, ree. Is this your haul from yesterday? Yes. Is your husband wore the Bear t-shirt to the Bears football game? Well, Linda, actually, Robert is my son. I am gloriously single. So I am going to let Robert have this one. Banana seat. Yes. Okay. I knew there was something banana in it. Yes. The banana seat. So, and then remember we had the sissy bar in the back. Yep. this was my Schwinn bicycle. So I'm going to give this to Robert. And then the last one I found, oh, wait, this one was $3.99. And then I found this one was $3. Just this cool, like little, just for fun tour. It says sunny California. So I gave him that one. So I got all of those clothes. I had a couple of things to exchange and I got all of them for 40 bucks. So I thought that that was a pretty good haul for $40. I mean, that was my opinion, but I thought that was a pretty good haul. So it's all going into the washing machine today and I will start wearing it because that's just what we do. All right, you ready to do our giveaway? We'll do our giveaway sooner than later and then I'm gonna tell you about my ghost story. So what we're doing is we're doing a giveaway for one of my subscribers. And right now you can see we have 28 subscribers. So I have 28 names in my bag. And I'm gonna pull one out and somebody is going to get one of these candles. My daughter and I are going thrifting tomorrow. Oh, you know what? I love thrifting. Oh, ghost story. I had the ghouls night. That's right. Now, Agent Bright, I saw Meg 2. I was disappointed. I don't know if you liked it or not, but I did not like that movie. So anywho, I'm going to pull a name. Hello, Sharon Sissy Boyd's Gold Chick. I'm going to pull a name and I'm going to buy one of these and ship it to one of my subscribers. So you ready? Hello, Nanacita. Hello. All right, we're going in. This is always so exciting. I'm so excited. I cannot hide it. I want to pull a name and send somebody a candle. And then I'll tell you about the time I saw a ghost. And yes, we're celebrating Halloween in all sorts of cool ways. All right, enough talking, enough singing. Pull a name, Lonnie, pull a name, pull a name. And the name I'm pulling is... Da, 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 da. Ah. Ha! H.M. Bride, you just won it. She won the candle. So if you could you please DM me and send me your address and I'll get that ordered for you today. Yeah. So that's fun. You know what? I love doing stuff like this. So much fun. Thank you so much. You are very welcome. Awesome. Awesome. And yeah, I was going to say, well, I get so excited about doing giveaways. I'm like, pull another name and send something else, Lonnie. Pull another name and send something else. So let me see. Oh, tattoo by Regino. Thank you so much for the follow. Congratulations. Yes, 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 yes. Hold on. You know what? Hold on. Let's just do it. Okay, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. I'm gonna pull one more name and somebody else is gonna win a candle. I can't help it. You know what? Call me a sucker. I just love doing giveaways. Or I'm gonna give away one more candle. No. I'm gonna give away one more candle. I want to give away one more candle. Because these are amazing and, yes, let's do one more. Yeah, you know what? I am so thankful for each and every single one of you. So going in one more time. And we are going to give one more candle to... Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. So Ain't Easy Being Cheesy and HM Bride, you both want a candle. Math, it's not October 1st. Yes, it is. It is October 1st. Yes, 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 it is. Courtney, it is October. Alexa, what's today's date?
It's Sunday, October 1st.
It's October 1st. Congratulations to the second winner. It ain't easy being cheesy, and HM Brad, you both get that candle. All right, so ghost story. Let's see. All right, so you might have, I've told the story before. You might have heard it, you might not. I meant, why not? It's October. Oh, okay. Courtney, I was like, Courtney, sweetheart, it is really October 1st. So, okay, so I was living in a house. Yes, it is the first 12 days until my brother's birthday, Friday the 13th. Ooh, that's kind of creepy and scary and cool all at the same time. So I was living in a house here in Temecula, and Robert and Brandon were in elementary school, I think it was. And Robert and Brandon were in elementary school. They were in school. I lived with my boyfriend, and he had a dog. It was a big old Rottweiler dog. And anyway, everybody was out of the house. I was in the house by myself. And I was sitting there and I was getting ready. Now, I had longer hair back then, so I was getting ready and I was blow drying my hair. And you know, like in the movies where they have the mirror and you shut the mirror and you see something. Well, anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm blow drying my hair, and I like moved my medicine cabinet mirror a little bit just so I could see the back of my hair, because that's when I had a lot of thick hair. So I'm like, and then I shut it, and when I shut it, I saw that there was somebody standing behind me. And I was sitting there and I was like, okay, there's somebody standing behind me, but my dog was not barking. He was not even paying attention to it. And I instantly knew by looking at this guy that he was not of the time era that I was in. And when I say that, it's because he looked like somebody who worked on the docks in New York in the 1800s. Let me show you. Let me see if I can pull up an image really quick. I can still see him clearly in my mind, but it was not of this decade. So let me see here. Let's see. 1800s dock worker, New York. For some reason, I just think he was from New York, and it's just one of those, I don't know, maybe he was even older than that. So let me try again. So 1800 dock worker raincoat. So it was kind of something like, let me see if I can't find something like this. It's not coming up really how okay, so anyway, I used to ghost hunt. I love it. Okay, be right back. Okay, so, all right, just imagine, let me just explain to him because I can't pull up the image and it's frustrating me. So looking at him in my mind, he had dark black hair, with a big black beard, and he had on like one of those black, almost like rubber coats, like maybe he worked on a whaling ship or something. But it was one of those really long coats, and you could just tell again that he was not, I mean, I live in Southern California. Nobody walks around with a big black beard and a slicker. Yes, Roseanne, like a big black slicker. And he was just standing there. He wasn't moving. He wasn't talking. He was just standing there. And he stood there for so long, I actually like had a conversation with myself. I'm sitting there and I'm blow drying my hair, and I'm like, Lonnie, there's a man behind you. And I'm like, I know there's a man behind me. And I'm like, but he's not real. I'm like, I know he's not real. And then I'm like, why is the dog not barking? And I'm like, because he's not real. I was like freaking out. And so then I'm like, I have to turn around. I have to turn around and see who's behind me. And I turned around and he wasn't there. And I for the longest time, looked for him every time I left the house. I looked for him in the store. I looked for him like just walking around work. I would like walk around a corner and I would expect to see him. And it was something so ingrained in my mind that even today, and this is probably 20 years ago that this happened, that I still can absolutely 100% see him in my mind. And if I was ever out and about, I would, and he walks by me, I will know him. It says, oh my God, that would have freaked me out, but it's so cool at the same time. Yes. And then I started thinking, because I really do have a very strong New York vibe. I do not know why. I am not from New York, but I have New Yorkers all the time being like, are you from New York? And I'm like, no. They're like, we have a New York vibe. And I'm like, I know, I don't know why. But for me, it's just like, I know that he was from New York, and from decades and maybe a century ago. And so I don't know, maybe part of me, maybe like if you believe in reincarnation, like you're a past life New Yorker. That's what I was just going to say. Maybe it's something along that line where it's like if you believe in reincarnation or something like that. Maybe that was somebody from my past. And in my past, I was in that decade or that era, and I was in New York, and he was a part of my life at that time. And this is the first time I've ever thought about it that way, but it is absolutely 100% absolutely happened. And it just amazes me each and every time. So yeah, it still makes me kind of like every once in a while, but I myself, you know what? And here's the thing. It's like, I'm very aware of my energy and energies around me and stuff like that. So for me, like if I get a bad vibe, I do not have to even think twice about why I have a bad vibe. I'll just book it. You know, I don't question my intuition. Let's just put it that way. And so, I mean, I don't think like I'm a medium or anything like that, but if I'm not having a good vibe, or if I don't get a good feel of something, I'm gone. Like I said, I don't have to have confirmation of something physical to see and for me to listen to what's going on around me. Because I am a firm believer that there's a different plane, that we just don't see, but it's there. Because when my mom was passing away, I was with my mom every single day, like 20 hours a day when she was in the hospital. And one time I was sitting there and I was talking to my mom, and she kept looking over my shoulder, and she was like, and I was like, I have multiple dimensions, yes. And I was like, I have no idea what my mom is doing, but that's perfectly okay. Because you know what? I knew my mom was at the end of her life. But she was still, I could still have conversations with her. Let's just put it that way. She was still of mental awareness that we could have conversations. So I'm sitting there talking to her. I was sitting on her bed, and she kept doing this. And finally, I'm like, Mom, what are you looking at? She's like, I just don't understand what they're doing back there. And I'm like, who's doing what? I knew that we were the only ones in the room. She goes, there's just people standing there just staring at me. And I instantly knew. And I'm like, Mom, it's not your time. They're just waiting for you, but it's not your time yet. They're there to help you when it is your time. Thank you, HM Bride. And she was like, oh, yeah, that does make sense. And I was like, in my brain, I was like, but it helped her. Thank you, HM Bride, for my 16 Earth. But it helped her because it made her understand why people were standing there waiting for her. And so I just thought it was really cool. And it was something that was like, wow, that's a really, really cool thing. And then another thing is I would sit there and I would listen to her. My 3-year-old granddaughter sees a friendly ghost in my house. She periodically sees it. Wow. See, that's cool. It would be a little, see, I was going to say it might be like a little scary, but because I think I'll be back going to check score ball game. Okay. See, I personally think that younger children are more perceptive to that because as adults, we rely more on our cognitive brain, things that we can see, feel, and touch. Whereas children are more their imaginative brain. I mean, to them, there's no limitations to the world. And I think that they allow that part of their brain to see a little bit more than we do as adults. And I think that that's a lot of times why children do witness that a whole lot more than we do. So, but when my mom, I would be sitting there and I would listen to my mom having full conversations with my dad, who had already passed away, my grandmother, her sister. And when I say conversations, I would only hear her side of the conversation. I mean, somebody was answering her and they were having a conversation. And it was just really cool, like listening to her talk. And then my sister had already, when I was a kid, I was talking to my papa after he died. Yeah, and I absolutely 100% it wholeheartedly believe in that. And so my sister had already passed away, and I heard my mom talk to my dad, my grandma, her sister, and oh, thank you, Liz, for my heart. You hearted me. Thank you. And I was sitting there, and I was like, where's my sister? Why isn't she talking to Vicky? Where is my sister? And then all of a sudden I started thinking, I'm like, maybe she's somewhere where they don't let her out for day visits, maybe she can't make it. And it made me sad. It really, really made me sad that my sister wasn't talking to my mom. And so one night, it was a Sunday night. I remember all these things so clearly. It was a Sunday night and it was dark and I was sitting there in the room and all of a sudden I knew she was talking to my sister. And I could hear the conversation and it just brought me so much joy. And it brought me so much joy. I actually called my niece. I put her on speakerphone because she lived in Washington, and she got to listen to my mom talk to her mom. And it was like really like very cool for her because that was like the closest she had been to her mom. So conversation happened and all of that. So when I went to after I hung up from my niece, I went over and I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, please tell Vicky that I miss her horribly. And my mom just looks at me and she's like, she already knows. We've already talked about it. And I was like, that's it. I was done. I'm just going to leave the room and go have a good cry. But it was like, and I'm a firm believer that sometimes we have to, oh, Catherine says, wow, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing. You're very welcome. Nanazita says, oh, I'm crying happy, soulful tears. Thank you. You're very welcome. Roseanne, that's so special. It really was very special. And it was like, it really made me realize at that time that even though my mom, my sister, and my dad are all physically gone, they're not gone until, as long as they live in my heart, they're not gone. Because I know that I can close my eyes and they could be standing right next to me. And so that's what keeps me going. And that's what keeps me from like just sometimes crumbling from sadness. Oh, Courtney, I love you too, honey. And that keeps me from crumbling sometimes because they're just not that far away. My dad smoked his entire life. Hello, Naomi. He smoked his entire life. Nikki says, it's why I don't stop talking about my late husband every day, even though it's been 6 years. Absolutely. Nikki, we talk about my parents and my sister like I just hung up the phone from them. And their spirit just doesn't die when you do that. And to me, it's like they're there. Like I said, I can close my eyes any day of the week and have a conversation with one of my family members. And my dad smoked. He Camel filtered cigarettes. He started when he was 12. He never stopped. And he smoked in the house, It was in the 60s and the 70s and he never stopped. So I can smell him every once in a while when I come into my house. From the outside, I walk into the house smelling my dad. And it's not there all the time. And it's only from when I go from the backyard to the front yard, or from the backyard into my house. And it's like, the only thing I do is I just stop and I'm like, hi, Daddy. That's all I do. You know, I know he's there. He's close enough to this invisible veil that I can actually physically smell him. Now, oh, good. I'm glad you're doing better, Sharon. I am so glad you are doing better. As soon as you think of them, they're there. Absolutely. See, now here's the thing about my mom. All right. And then I'll tell you about my sister. But my mom, I tell you, when she was in the hospital, she was, thank you, TikTok, for keeping us safe. Let's see, Lisa says, I love that you had the opportunity. I love being with my dad when his soul left his body. Yes. See, now here's the thing. When I was not there when okay, so I know I'm all over the place, but I got all sorts of stories to tell you. My dad actually had a massive heart attack in the house, in this house. And he was declared gone by the time that the paramedics got here, but they brought him back in the ambulance, but he was already officially declared brain dead, so there was nothing we could do. So I really feel that his presence very strongly here because of that. And so it was such a weird thing. So many weird things happened because it was like, I remember standing there and the paramedics were cleaning up. Hello, Lisa Marie. And the paramedics were cleaning up. And one of them just stops out of nowhere. Never knew this guy. Never saw him before or after. And he stops what he was doing. He looks at me and he goes, you know what you need to do now. And I'm like, what? He goes, you need to take care of your mom. And I'm like, well, hello, Dad. You know, thank you. I already know. You already told me I had to take care of her after you left anyway. So I feel like my dad, even though his body came back, he wasn't, like, his spirit has always been here. So I kind of this is kind of silly, but maybe not. But in my garage, my dad had his little spot. He loved hanging out in the garage. He had his dresser, he had his ashtray, he had his little pack of Camel cigarettes, and he had his chair. That was his area. And that area is still there. His chair is there, his ashtray is there, his pack of cigarettes is still there, everything is still there, and that's my dad's spot. Because I figured if his energy's here, he still wants his spot. And I didn't want to take that away from him. And so he still has his spot in the garage. So I do feel my dad quite a bit in the house. Now, my mom, on the other hand, you're the best. Oh my God. Thank you, Courtney. Now, my mom, on the other hand, my mom made it very clear to me what was going to happen after she left. And she told me, she was laying there, her eyes were closed, and I was just standing next to her. And, oh, he'll be still, yes, H.M. Bright, I want to tell you that. Let me finish this one thought, and I'm going to go back to that. So, my mom was laying there, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she like opens just one eye. She was really good at things like this. And she just looked at me and she's like, you know I'm going to haunt you when I'm gone, right? And I'm like, yeah, I already know that. And I swear to you, as I am sitting right here, every once in a while, I will say something and I will be like, well, hi, Mom, because it's not me. It is my mother. My mother has possessed me, and I am okay with that. And it's like sometimes I will be like, dear God in heaven, why am I saying this? And I'm like, Mom, be quiet. And Robert and Brandon have gotten really good at it when I do that. They just look at me and they'll be like, hey, Barbu, because they always called my mom Barbu. And she had such a good personality. She was like, I got my energy from my mother. I got my spirit from my mother. And yeah, so I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels the same about our ascended loved ones spiritually present. Oh, absolutely. And my mother was extremely religious, but she was like, I'm coming back and we're going to share this, you're not going to be by yourself because I'm going to haunt you. And I swear to you, again, I say every once in a while, yes, my mom's presence is in here. My dad's presence is in the house. And then my sister, this one is hard. It's hard because I get really emotional when I talk about my sister. But my sister had such a hard life. She had a hard childhood. She had a hard life. She had a hard time. I'm telling you that right now. And after she passed away, she came back in my dreams a couple of times, and she'd just be like, I'm okay, this and that. And she doesn't make a presence as much as my mom and my dad. And I've had, this is going to sound really weird, and I know that you're all going to think I'm crazy, but I've had conversations about my sister with my dad in my dreams. And I saw one time, I was in a house, and my sister was in another room, and she loved sunflowers. Her favorite flower were sunflowers. And she had a dress, like a flowy dress on that had sunflowers, and she was just twirling around, and she was so free, and she was so happy. And I remember asking my dad, I'm like, is Vicky's okay now? And he's like, yeah, she's finally okay. She's finally, free and happy. And I think it's because I don't call on her very much, because I want her to be free and happy. I don't want to burden her with responsibilities. Maybe that's why you don't hear from her. She's happy where she is. RJ, yeah, you know what? The thing is if I need my sister in a heartbeat, not a problem. She's there. She's always been that way. But for me, I think it's more of I just want her to have peace than her feeling responsible for being with me, if that makes any sense at all. I mean, I relied on her so much when she was alive. I almost feel like it's the least I can do is to give her the opportunity to just relax and be herself now. And I will tell you one more dream story, but when my mom was not doing well, my sister had already passed away, my dad had already passed away. It was just me and my sister. There was nobody else to help me with my mom. And I didn't want to put a lot of burden on Robert and Brandon, because I just felt like it was my responsibility. It was their responsibility to support me while I supported my mom. And if I needed help, absolutely 100%, they helped me. Nanasita says, I often wonder why we only feel some and not all the loved ones. Truthfully, I personally, that is why I think it is, just because the simple fact that, like I said, my mom and dad, I don't have any problems hanging on to them. But my sister's around. She's just, I tell you what, whenever I do call her around and I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep her in my present moment, it becomes overwhelming for me. I went thrifting the other day, and I was like, no, I'm going to bring Vicky to the front. I'm going to have her hang out with me. I was bawling by the time I pulled into the parking lot. And part of me, it's my own self-protection, because it hurts so bad knowing that my sister is gone. That part of me protects myself by keeping her a little bit farther away. And part of me keeps her a little farther away, so then that way she can have her moments too. So for me, and I don't talk about this very often, but for me, it's kind of the duality of the both. And part of it is protecting me, and part of it's protecting her. When I dream of my dad, we see each other in a crowd and I can't get to him. I sob. That makes me sad. Courtney, it says, ugh, I was not ready for this Sunday. Sorry, sweetheart. How to heal chronic pain. So the last time I actually had a conversation with my sister was when my mom was still alive. I was totally overwhelmed, and I remember my dream. I was a cashier at a grocery store, all right? It was the grocery store from when I was a kid. I remember it. Remember at the grocery store when Sharon says, have you ever talked about what happened? Not often, but I will give you the story as soon as I tell you my dream. So it was one of those old fashioned, you know, like when you would go to the grocery store and you would put it on the conveyor belt, and instead of it going straight, it like went in a circle kind of thing. Well, anyway, my mom was in line. I was the cashier, and she was just putting stuff on the conveyor belt, just overloading it. I was feeling absolutely overwhelmed. And it was how I felt in real life. I had so much responsibility with Robert and Brandon, with being a full-time working person, with taking care of my mom. We didn't live together, so it was like that. Just, she didn't want anybody living with her. She didn't want any help. It was just overwhelming. Only if you feel, oh no, I love sharing her story. It's an important story. So I just felt overwhelmed, and that was in my dream. And in my dream, I couldn't keep up, and there was just more and more and more groceries. So I'm standing there, and I'm like, I need help. And next thing I know, my mom or my dad and my sister come walking up, just like they were still alive. And I turn around, and I'm like, I need help. And they're like, we fucking told you it was going to be hard. We know what you're going through. You're going to have to suck it up and do it. And my sister was laughing, my dad, because that was the way my dad talked to us. I mean, my dad did not give us any sort of like, oh, baby, it's going to be okay. No, he's like, fucking just do it. Rub some dirt into it, grow up and do it. And so I was like, oh my God, you're right. I just have to stop complaining, and I need to just do it. You know what? Stop feeling sorry for yourself, Lonnie. You can do it. That's the way. Your eyes are beautiful. Thank you. I'm like that with my kids. Yes. I think my daughter saw my grandfather after he died. They had a special bond. My daughter was too. I guarantee you she did. So I was like in this dream, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Whatever. What was I thinking? All right, I can do it. And I specifically looked at them and I said, how long can you stay? Can you stay? And they're like, no, we can't stay long, but just let you know, we're not that far away. And they turned around and walked away. And I woke up and I was like bawling my head. So there's confirmation that they're not that far away, because they told me they are not that far away. So there you go. I got the message from the other side. All right, so my sister was 47 years old, and she wasn't feeling well. She just wasn't feeling all that great, and her stomach hurt. And her stomach hurt, and she started getting like an extended abdomen, all right? Is that for real? Kind of scary, right? But since it's your dad, nothing to worry. Yeah, no, I mean, truthfully, and really quick, I'm going to go back and forth, but that is exactly why I don't go to seances. And that's exactly why I don't want anybody to contact the deceased, because sometimes I'm worried that they're going to contact something else. And truthfully, if I need to talk to somebody I've loved and lost, I'll just meditate or dream, and I'll talk to them all day long. So, okay, so my sister wasn't feeling well. Her stomach hurt, and so she went to the emergency room. She's like, was your sister an addict? My sister struggled with substance, yes. Just like I struggled with my addictions, my sister had her own individual struggles. By the time that she passed away, though, she had been sober for over a year. So fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, and what affected me also affected her. So she went to the emergency room, and they're like, your stomach is full of fluid. We don't know why. We're going to admit you. Long story short, and this happened this time of year. I mean, it was the last week of September that this happened, and this was in 2006. So they admitted her to try to figure out why she had fluid in her stomach. And what it ended up being is that my sister had an extremely rare form of cancer. She had a malignant tumor attached to the lining of her heart. And that just doesn't happen. Your heart is the most oxygenated thing that you have in your body, and it's not you. People don't get heart cancer. It just doesn't happen. She was one of 11 people that has ever happened to. So they found that, and they were going to, back up a little bit. So they knew that her heart was producing too much fluid. And that's what was the fluid that was in her stomach. It was coming from her heart. So they're like, well, we need to do open heart surgery. We don't know what's going on, blah, 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 blah. They did open heart surgery. They actually removed her heart, took it out, found the tumor, put it back in, and she was gone 2 weeks later. So, yeah. Oh, Colleen says, I'm very upset that I got my mother's addiction. You know what? Unfortunately, every child, love you too, Courtney. Most every child gets their parents' addiction. You know, I 100%, I just think that that's just, it's whether or not it's acted upon, it is absolutely that. I'm so sorry, Lonnie, hugs from afar. Well, thank you, sweetheart. No, I don't turn off. I don't want to go live with anybody. Decline. Okay. What were the symptoms for your sister? You know what? Truthfully, the only symptoms she had is that she had an upset stomach. She had no other symptoms other than that. And it was just, and what was happening, and truthfully what was happening is that the tumor attached to her heart was making fluid trying to flush that tumor off of her heart, and it was overworking, and it was working so hard it started affecting other organs in her body. So her heart was just like dun, 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 and she started going into other organ failure and stuff like that. But ultimately it was just, that's ultimately her body was just like, I've done as much as I could for as long as I could. Oh, thank you, Sarah. So, I mean, and here's the thing is that there weren't any symptoms. I mean, it wasn't like as a child she like had chest pains or anything like that. So it was just random, just bullshit out of the fucking universe, to tell you the truth. And it irritates me. I'll tell you what really irritates me. Were you close to your sister? Yes, extremely close. Because you have to remember, as being a child of an addict, my parents, well, my dad was the alcoholic. And so my mom was busy with my dad, and my sister was 6 years older than I was. So she basically raised me. I mean, if I was scared at night, I didn't go into my parents' room. I went into my sister's room. There's enough space in the sky for the moon. Aw, thank you, the skin collector. That's an interesting username. You're making me cry. I'm sorry. Amy says, hi, I love you. Give so much confidence in myself. Well, thank you, sweetheart. See, and here's the thing, though. It's like, for years, I never cried because it hurt too much. And now I've gotten to the point, where I can, like, talk about it, and it's not overwhelming, but I'm really learning how to embrace, like, her memory and not just meet it with anger or overwhelming sadness. And I'm going to tell you right now, because you already know I'm a scrapper. You have to remember, I was drinking when my sister, I feel like I'm making everyone upset because I asked, I'm sorry. No, you know what? It's a beautiful story. And truthfully, I need to talk about my sister more, because my sister, she was a beautiful light, and she was a badass. Oh my God, my sister was the baddest fucking ass out there. She fought she fought guys on our block and won. She was a badass who deserves to be talked about, who deserves to be just glorified. And I am here to do that. But, oh my gosh, what was I saying? Oh, so I was drinking when my sister passed away. So I was already an angry drunk. This sent me over the edge. I am telling you right now, after my sister passed away, I would walk around the grocery store looking for somebody to fight. I wanted to fight somebody so bad. I don't know if TikTok's going to get mad at me for saying this, but I had so much anger. I was like walking through the grocery store like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? And all these people are like, I'm just trying to go grocery shopping. And I'm like trying to just like, I'm trying to manifest all this anger through physical altercations, and I must have looked insane because nobody would make direct eye contact with me. But it took me a really long time to get past. It takes a really long time to get past that kind of like, I want to mask my pain by like physically doing something. So I've gotten over that. Addiction runs extremely high in my family. I myself have 21 years sober and my son has 8. Ooh, that's awesome. I know she was special. If you are an addict, you don't look like one. Anyway, you have my hugs and kisses too. Well, Huda, I was actually, I was an alcoholic. I had a gambling addiction and I smoked cigarettes the majority of my adult life. So sobriety can do amazing things. Sobriety can absolutely just, there's life with sobriety. Let's just put it that way. You've done so much work in healing, good goddess energy for sure. Well, thank you very much. I think she is proud of you for the things you do now. Oh, absolutely. Like wipe my nose on the sleeve of my hoodie. Oh yeah, no, and a lot of times, like when I do my social media, I always think like, yeah, she would have liked this. She would have been on here, like she would have been on here. So a lot of times when I do things, I do them in her honor, and it's fun. And it's been a journey, but it's a journey that I think I really enjoy telling my story, because I just want everybody to know that you're not alone. I mean, I told the story about my ex-husband and my thumb ring yesterday because I want people to know out there, if you're in a relationship where people are not saying nice things to you and you have somebody who you love that is putting you down, it sucks. Oh no, I haven't talked to my sister since Hurricane Katrina. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I'm really sorry about that. Oh, thank you, Cece. I appreciate it. Thank you for my earth. But it's having that kind of relationship is so lonely. And having that kind of relationship, you actually, hello from Australia. All you need is love. Oh, I love your username. But I share stories like that because I don't ever want anybody to think that they're alone. And social media was not a thing when I was living through that. So I thought, I had no idea that other people felt that way. And I had no idea other people had husbands that put them down for no reasons. I mean, it was just something where I was like, well, it's my husband. I picked him. I guess I have to deal with it. And it sucked and it was lonely. And so I share a lot. I share a lot of my stories for that reason. And it's not because I get joy out of sharing my pain, but I think sometimes if my pain can help somebody else, then it is absolutely worth it. 100% worth it. What were you going to say about your dad in the garage? Oh, thank you for reminding me. All you need is love. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. So my dad has his little spot in the garage with his chair, his cigarettes, his ashtray, all of that. He has his spot. Well, the other day I was talking to my neighbor, and all the neighbors that have lived here, there's a good handful that have been here since my parents have been here. Always, hello, always Sin 13. So I was talking to him the other day, and he's like, you know what's really weird, Lonnie? He goes, whenever your garage door is open and I drive by, he goes, I can feel your dad in the garage. He's like, I always wave at your dad. If the garage door is open, I wave at your dad. And I'm like, that's so crazy to think that even my neighbors are like, I can feel your dad's presence in your house. And so I'm like, he's sitting there all right. Let's see. Hello, Ashton Grooming. Hold on. Hold on. Thank you. Can you tell I have a watchdog? Let's see here. How can you tell if shoes, how can you wear in shoes if you can't put them in the freezer or use a hair dryer and can't wear them? Well, what I would do then is just take your shoe and put your shoe on, take your shoe off, put your shoe on, take your shoe off. Because the actual act of putting your shoe on and taking them off is going to help break down that leather. Because what it is that the leather for your leather boots, your shoes, whatever it is, it's like the leather, it's like this. This is leather, all right? And so it needs to soften up. You need to break it down. You need to just make it want to be more like this. So like I said, the simple, or loafers, any shoe, by putting it on and taking it off, you're moving that leather around in all sorts of different ways, and it's going to help. Oh yeah, no, that was Indy. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is put your shoe upside down. So then that way the shoe is this way. The sole is at the very top. I just thought of this, by the way. And then step on it and smush that leather. You want to just break it down. It's the most important thing you can do. You have to break down that leather. And sometimes I think we get so worried about hurting the leather that we're not rough enough with it, and we need to move it around more. And that's one way to do it. That's definitely one way to do it. So yeah, no, I believe in spirits. I believe in ghosts. I won't call them ghosts. Well, let's just call them spirits. Ghosts always sound kind of like made up. Tried already. Frozen ice and hair dryer helped a bit, but don't know if it will last. It will last. You see, the thing is that the leather is not going to re-stiffen because you're basically just breaking down that process. So, I mean, I have boots that I haven't worn for a year, and it's not like they stiffen up over time. So your boots aren't going to re-stiffen, they're just going to get softer. Yes. So that's what I got thrifting yesterday. Super excited about all of that. Yay, thanks so much for the tips. Absolutely, anytime. I will give you all the information I can. So, it is officially hoodie weather. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I got my hoodie on. And for my video today, for my outfit, I talked about which Doc Martin is easiest to wear in. Can you put it in the comments? I can't put it in the comments because I can only talk, but the Doc Martin Leona boot is easy, and the 1460s are easy. And just remember, if you get a boot that is highly decorative, or even like some Doc Martens, I don't know why, but I know, like, let's see here. Hold on. Because if you get a boot that's heavily dyed, it's going to be hard to break in. If you get a boot that is like black or something like that, it's going to be easier to break in. Now, one of the hardest boots I think to break in, and I won't get a boot, is, hello Elena without the H, Virginia leather Doc Martens are really comfortable. I've heard really good things about them. Doc Marten, no, it's a Leona boot. Here, I'll show you. Doc, let me show you. Okay, so if you get something like, here we go. This is the Leona boot. This is one of my favorite boots. It's this one right here. This is the Doc Marten Leona boot. And the leather that they use on it is just really soft. I've never had any problems breaking in any of my Leona boots, and I have 4 pairs of them. So that is by me all means one of the most comfortable boots. Now, if you get something like, hold on here, let's look. Let's just take a look. See, now if you get something like this, even though that this is a 1460, this boot right here is really heavily dyed. That's gonna be a harder boot to break in. Now, I'm not just making this up, all right? I actually talked to somebody who worked at Doc Martens, and they said, hello, Ann, I use shoe stretchers to stretch my shoes. You know what, that is such an easy answer, and every time I see that, I'm like, why didn't you think of that, Lonnie? But the heavier dye, the more dyed the boot, the harder it is to break in. That is not me making this up. Like I said, this came directly from somebody who worked at Doc Marten. I've never used Depop, so I don't know. I use Offer at Poshmark and Mercani. You know, I just used Depop, and it actually worked really well. But anytime that you do anything like that, I would always double check the seller, because a lot of times they do have ratings. Now, something like, see, even something along this line, even though it's very cute. Hello. See how cute that is? This too is going to be very, very heavily dyed, and that's going to be hard to break in. So I would just get a pair of just regular old black 1460s, and you should be fine. Let's see here. The smiley faces are very cute. I am looking for, let's see. Do you know that Jadens come in blue now? This is actually really cool. Look at these. I think those are really cool. I could live having those. These are the Jaden 2, $220. Okay. This face. Those are dope. Yeah, no, they are really cool looking. I don't know, y'all. I'm just having a hard time. I'm gonna look. You know what? I've been buying these used, and I think I'm gonna keep buying them used. They're cute, but yeah, 220 bucks. I just can't afford that. But I really do like these. Look at these. These are 170, and I think that these are really cool. I like that color. That might be a little green, but I thought that was cute. And they also come in, I actually kind of like the tan ones too. So the pink, yeah. You know what? I have a pair of pink loafers, and they always remind me of Ducky from 16 Candles. There's the pink ones. The snaffles are really fun. The snaffle boot, I bought a pair of those platform snaffle ones, and I was under the impression that you should size down 2 sizes, and I was incorrect. You still only size down 1 size. So could have all 3 for real. Yes, Anne, I absolutely agree. Now, I didn't get a chance to tell you all, but yesterday I had love the light gray ones. No, there's some really cute new ones. But yesterday we had a professional troll come into my on my live. That was the second time that person has made their presence known. And when I say a professional troll, what I'm referring to is I actually looked them up, and this person had to have like 50 to 75 accounts. And it was all the same name with just a slight little variation, like maybe a dot here or a dot there or a dot here. They all had the same profile picture, so I knew it was the same person. But if we see that person come on here and make any sort of comments, we just have to ignore them, because the only way that we're going to get them to go away is to ignore them, because they have too many accounts for me to keep up with. And I can't, every time you ban one, they have just another one to choose from. So just as a little warning that if that something like that happens, we're just going to choose to ignore them. Ignore, mute, and block. That's what I say. And you know what? I think that we should ignore, mute, and block people in our real lives too. If you don't have people in your life that are not bringing you joy, I'm telling you right now, you gotta ignore, mute, and block, you know? And that's just the thing. It's like, sometimes we just feel like we have so much responsibility to other people that we forget that we have a responsibility to ourselves also. Now, I told you all about, I think it was on Thursday or Friday morning, I told you that I had an old boyfriend reach out to me and ask me to go see a cover band and go to dinner, and I didn't want to go. I did not want to go. So unfortunate that people feel the need to hate like that, who has that much time on their hands. Mary Louise, I don't know. And if any of you are out there, if you're not following Mary Louise, you have to do it. She is an amazing plus size content creator who is just blazing the way for women of all shapes and sizes. She's amazing, and I absolutely love her. So if you can, give her a follow. She's got an amazing sense of style, and she's awesome. But yeah, no, you know what? And not only just to like leave a negative comment, but to like make that many, accounts, because nobody makes that many accounts unless they know that they're going to go cause chaos for other people. So we just have to, again, ignore, mute, and block. So I did a thing, all right? I don't think I did it very well, but I think I did a thing. Because on my lives, I was telling you all about how he invited me to see a cover band and dinner, and I didn't want to go. But I felt, hello, Roxana, but I felt obligated to. Why would I feel obligated to? He's not my boyfriend. We hadn't dated in probably 20 years. And so I found myself saying this to myself. I know you don't want to go, Lonnie, but I guess you're just going to have to go and suck it up and have a bad time. And I'm like, why? Why am I doing that? Why do I feel like his happiness is more important than my happiness? So I talked to you all about it, and you're all like, no, stand up for yourself. Tell him no. So I'm like, I just don't know how to do it. You know what? Part of my past traumas is that I'm a horrible people pleaser. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I decided that I had to do it. So I text him, and my text was like, thank you for the invite. Sorry, unfortunately, I can't go. And then I was like, maybe this is really rude. Maybe I should have offered him more explanation. But I did it, and he did not respond. And so I'm just going to let laying dogs lie. You don't owe anyone anything. I have learned that the hard way. Yeah, you know what? And part of me, and here's really like cracking open my psyche, is that I would rather ignore things than to deal with them. And that is my worst, that is my worst thing. Hello, Unique. And no explanation needed. Hi, I'm Karen. Yeah, you know what? And that's just the whole thing is it's like, I felt like by not explaining, I was being really curt about it. But I was just like, nope, I'm good. I'm not going to beat myself up, and it's done. And I felt better for it. I felt better for it. Gotcha. Hello, my friend. My contact just like went out of focus. Me too, the worst trait ever. It's crippling. And so I was just like, wow, that felt really good. You know what? It felt really good knowing that I was like, no offense to you. I'm not telling you you're a bad person. I'm just telling you that this is not something I want to do. And so I was like, yeah, Lonnie, good job. Good job. And I was all like, and now I think that I'll be able to do it again faster and with less kind of like, not even, I wouldn't say feeling bad, but without having to think twice about it. So proud of you. You know what? Me too. I was really proud of myself. And it was something where, again, just going back to like being a people pleaser and stuff like that. And, you know, it was good. And it's so funny because it's like, even like with my ex-husband, I think the problem is with him. Roxana says, you already sent him a message setting boundaries. He should abide by them. Absolutely. And you know what, truthfully, I really doubt if he's going to, I really doubt if he's going to say anything again, because the last time I actually spoke to him, and here's part of the reasons why I said no, is because the other day, like maybe 6 months ago, I hadn't spoken to him in 6 months, but 6 months ago, he reached out to me and we were talking while I was in the car. And his response, his question to me was this: so are you still doing that social media thing? And I'm like, well, it's what I do for a living. So yes, I'm still doing that social media thing. And he's like, oh, okay, well, you should probably be careful. And I'm like, wow, thank you for acknowledging my success. Thank you for being like, wow, good job, Lonnie. You know what? It's a really hard job. Good job for you. I'm proud of you. No, instead he was just like, ugh, okay. And from one addict to another, I'm so proud of you. Us addicts need to really trust our instincts. Yes. See, the thing is I trust my instincts when I'm trying to protect other people. I don't necessarily trust my instincts when I'm protecting myself. I'm 58, too much time wasted pleasing people. Now it's time to please myself. Absolutely. Hi, I'm Karen. I could not agree more. But then it got me to thinking about like our relationship. And while he was not a narcissist like my ex-husband who would just come right out and say really mean things, when he would say things, he would say them in a manner where I would be like, is that a compliment? Is he trying to be nice? Because he would do things like, because he had way more money than I did, but he would do things like, oh, wow, you know what? I saw this person on TV and I really think this outfit was pretty and I think you would look better in that. So I'm going to buy that for you. And I'd be like, well, what's wrong with what I'm wearing now? You know, I like what I'm wearing now. And he was always trying to redress me. And I was like, oh my God, that comment from him showed no support in what makes you happy. Absolutely. Pool Crumb says, Lonnie, you inspire me all the time. Well, thank you, sweetheart. That makes me happy. But I was like, didn't that stick with you for life? Yeah, you know, like stuff like that. Absolutely. That's an immediate ick. Oh, immediately ick. But here's me. It's like, in my mind, this is what I was thinking in my mind. Well, gosh, Lonnie, you shouldn't be mad at him because he's just trying to be nice. Not putting myself first. Not like being like, well, Lonnie, that wasn't very nice. Perhaps you should say something. I was like trying to justify his actions to make him not such a bad person. Instead of being like, hey, you know what, guy, dude, person, you know what? I like the way I dress. Mitts off my hands or mitts off my clothes. If you don't like it, you can just find somebody else you can dress up. So it's been a learning lesson, and I just take little itty bitty baby steps, but I definitely am very much everything that I tell you all, I really do 100%. I listen to my own advice. Let's just put it that way. So, and I'm really proud about that. And so, yeah, no, I text him, and I am not going to a cover band, and I'm not going to spend an evening wishing I was other places. And if you feel insecure about not even holding up for yourself, but insecure about your own value of your own time and your own space. Hello, Bhavini Rama. Hello, my friend. If you feel insecure about that, just know that you 100% are not alone, but and having your own space and protecting that is absolutely 100% perfectly fine. You got to do it. You got to do it. So, wow, what an interesting morning. I really did not expect I just didn't expect this morning, but a lot of times those are the mornings that I enjoy the most. Thank you for listening to me about my sister. I'll talk about her more. You know, she deserves to be spoken about, not put away on a shelf. And I think the more that I speak about her, the easier it is for me. And I mean, I'm decorating my house for Halloween. I'm embracing fall for her. I'm doing a whole lot of things. We have an evening. Oh, so it's already evening there. So it's going to be helpful, and it's going to be healing. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And I will be back tomorrow morning. It's usually about like 9 o'clock. I'll be live then. Got to keep them alive within us. Absolutely. I 100% agree. I don't think I'll be back this evening unless something happens and I just decide to jump on. But chances are I'm going to just work on some admin stuff for the rest of the day. But I'll be back tomorrow morning, and we will talk about fall fashion, hoodies, wearing whatever you want. I am just going to get louder, brighter, bolder, and all of that. Hello, Lily. I've got some stuff I have to do on TikTok. I've got some videos I have to edit. I did a video on healing tattoos with Sanoderm. So I have to edit that. I'm going to post that one tomorrow. I went to TJ Maxx yesterday. Because I wanted to look at all the fall stuff, because again, I'm embracing fall and Halloween. So I'm have to edit that video so I can put that out. Lily, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. So I'm working on that to put that one out. And then I have an outfit video with a hoodie today that once I put it on, I kind of had a little MC Hammer vibe, but I'm okay with that because, again, MC Hammer's pretty cool. And then what else am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to make myself some more tacos, but I'm just going to use plant-based crumbles instead of cauliflower. But I did do my video for my cauliflower tacos. If you have not seen that, you have to watch it. They turned out way better than I thought. Oh my gosh, they were so good. And it was such a good meal. It was a good meal for one. And it's so good. Oh, Roxana, thank you so much for my little finger heart. I appreciate that. I got a little finger heart. I'll show you. Let me grab them out of the freezer. Ugh, it's easier. Out my freezer. Ugh. But I'm going to show you this stuff. I found the Revolution School for Good and Evil, but it was sold out. Oh no! And it was only $4. Bummer. I love that eyeshadow palette. The one that I'm wearing right now is from Wet n Wild, and it was like $4. It was super inexpensive, but it's a brown palette also. I liked that one also. Maybe someday you can come up with some of your own merch. Nanacita, I'm working on that. That's one of the admin things that I'm working on. And the first one the first t-shirt and hoodie that I'm gonna do, it's gonna say, they make the rules and we break them. So that's gonna be for us, for our energy. And that is coming up. It's in the works. And I'm so excited about it. And then I'm gonna do something about mashed potatoes, like the mashed potato gang or something like that. Because I always say that mashed potatoes are my comfort food and hoodies are my comfort clothing. So I thought it would be really cool if we had like a potato sitting on a couch and then say like the mashed potato gang or something like that. Or your own cookbook. Ooh. Well, I have so many things I want to do. And yeah, so I'm working on those two things. I'm in. Awesome. Well, hopefully, by sometime in October, we'll have those out. Now, I found these at Trader Joe's when I went. Oh, thank you. I'm not Karen. Hi, I am Karen. Thank you for my spiced latte. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate every single time everybody gives me a little, I appreciate it. Okay, so these are cheesecake croissants. I don't know why I'm saying about that. Oh, wow, there's only 2 of them in here. I thought there were, hello, Jolina. I thought that there was a bunch of little ones, but there's only 2. And it says, these are pumpkin spice filled with cream cheese croissants. Oh, thank you, Nanacita. I got a crown. I got some flowers. Hi, I'm Karen. Gave me 3 roses and I got a little crown. Thank you so, so much. So I thought I would, I think I'm going to do a video about trying these out, but I thought that this looked good. Then for my plant-based patties, I found these at Sprouts, and these are Impossible chicken patties. These are actually really, really good. I bake these in the oven, and then what I'll do is I'll either do like a little chicken burger like they have right there, or if I'm in a mood, I will put these over some mashed potatoes with some Brussels sprouts and like make a little bowl, and these are really good also. Those croissants are amazing. Oh, good. Good. I'm looking forward to having one. I might make one for tonight. So I like this brand. And then I really like this brand for like the little meat crumbles. Because, do you know, sounds so good when mashed potatoes really, really are. Are those from Trader Joe's? These are from Trader Joe's. All the other stuff you can get at any grocery store. So I cannot eat that. I can't believe it's not meat, whatever that one is, or it's the one where it's like it's not the Impossible Burgers, it's the other one. Anyway, to me, it says, sorry, I just popped out and back in. How was the mushroom burger? It looked amazing. Oh, that was good. In fact, I still have my mushroom. I still have my mushrooms. I don't know. I'm going to eat something like that. Hello, Marissa. How are you, my friend? How are you? I always hear your comments, and I love you dearly. So these are really good meat crumbles. I do not like that other fake meat. It's like eating rubber. I don't like it. It upsets my stomach, so I don't eat any of that. Then this gardenia one, if you're ever looking for, I'm good, how are you? I'm doing good. Yeah, it's a nice Sunday. It's a nice, oh my gosh, it's almost 11:30. It's been a good Sunday. I love the weather. I love hoodie season, so it's been good. Now, this right here is from the Gardenia brand, and how you can cook this one, hear me out on this one. You actually fry, you fry these little, it's 221 here. Oh, really? Nope, it's 11:22. I can't read the clock, it's too far away. So you cook up the little chicken things, you fry them up in a pan. It comes with a little package of sauce. You put the sauce in the pan, you fry them up a little bit, and then what else I do is I steam some broccoli. I get that steamed broccoli, I put it in the pan, I mix it all up with the little sauce package. You put that over white rice. This right here is such an easy meal for one. You could actually almost make 2 meals out of this one. This is really good also. So I emptied out my freezer to show you the things that I buy and cook, and that's what it is. Sprouts. I get these at Sprouts, and these right here, I get these like any random grocery store. Yeah, it is yummy. That sounds yummy. I've been wanting to cook more meatless things. Yeah, I've been a vegetarian now for 6 years. And to me, I just couldn't imagine going back and eating meat. I can't imagine me with hair, and I can't imagine me eating real meat. So that's just it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. I'm not ready to hang up yet. I was on here yesterday, and I follow this. I follow a lot of influencers, but I followed this one influencer over 50. And she was kind of like talking a little smack about older women with tattoos. So this is me on my phone. No, I don't eat fish either. I don't eat anything with a face. So if it has a face, I won't eat it. All right, so here I am scrolling. Oh, well, I think I would feel better without eating meat. That's why I stopped eating meat. I just could not digest it anymore. So I'm sitting here and I'm like looking at my TikTok. It's a girl. It was a lady. And she was talking a little smack about women being older with tattoos. And I got really mad. And I jumped on her live because I was going to say something. But then I was like, you know what, Lonnie? No, you don't need to say anything. I can't change the world. I can't change the world. And I can't change the way everybody thinks. The only thing I can do is just, it's like if she had called me out by name, of course I would have defended myself. But I was just like, you know what? How rude is that? I just don't understand why people have to like talk shit on other people to make themselves feel better about themselves. I don't know. I don't know what. I didn't see that part of her live where where the whole thing even came up. But the comment I heard was, why would you tattoo your chest? You're just going to have wrinkly tattoos. And I was like, why would you not tattoo your chest? Because I would rather look at wrinkly tattooed wrinkles than naked wrinkles. And to me, it's like, that's so wild and rude hearing women talk bad about other women. Exactly. And never once do I come on here being like, you know what, everybody who doesn't have tattoos, you're not gonna be this and you're not gonna be that. It's each to their own. And oh, thank you, Berta Brockwurst. Thank you. I think I messed up your last name, but thank you for my cowboy hat. It's art and self-expression. Exactly. But here's the thing that I wanted to mention is tattoos are a work of art. Absolutely they are. But we as tattooed women, we never say anything, at least that I've never heard, but we never say anything negative about women who don't have tattoos. All right? We don't look at non-tattooed women being like, wow, you really need to get a tattoo. Or, wow, you know what? I don't know what you're thinking, sister, but you really need to go get a tattoo. We don't do that. It's always the other way around. And they are so personal. They tell a story. Oh, that is why I fight tooth and nail for the right to tattoo, because mine are my story. But we never stop to look at the big picture. And the big picture is that we don't tell them that they don't look as good without tattoos, but they are so free to put us down for having them. So to me, it's a bigger picture. To me, is I don't really think that they give a rat's ass about our tattoos. I think what it is that they're upset that we're confident enough to be okay in our skin and to be okay at our age, that the only thing that they can pick on is tattoos. So instead of being, because yeah, it's exactly it. Because they can't, as a woman, if they were to be like, oh man, I don't think that other woman over there should be as confident, so I'm going to say something rude about her, she would get attacked in 10 different ways. But if she sits there and she attacks their tattoos, then they can be like, oh yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that one. So it's not the tattoos, it's the energy that people with tattoos produce. I think I just came on I'm onto something here, and I'm pretty sure that's it. If I ever meet you in person, I have a funny feeling you would inspire me to get one. You know, I probably would, and I would go with you and hold your hand. I think people like that just don't understand, so they get hateful out of fear. I agree, but I also too think I think it's jealousy, you know, and I think it's just jealousy because, again, we have a little bit more of a freer spirit than maybe they do. My tattoos are part of me, and then they think that they're holier than holy. Yeah, that's what gets me, is when they think that they are better than we are. That's where my little hairs on the back of my neck go up. You can all day long tell me you don't like my tattoos. You can tell me all day long you don't like my clothes. You can tell me I'm short, fat, and ugly. I don't care. But the moment you think you're better than I am, I will throw down faster than anything, because you know what? You're not allowed to think that you're better than I am, because you're not. I don't think I'm better than you, and I sure as hell ain't gonna let you think that you're better than me. That's where I get upset. What do you surmise the energy that permeates from us, we women who have tattoos? You know what? I think with our tattoos comes a sense of accomplishment, a sense of freedom. I think it's a sense of pride. I mean, the whole thing is that the thing for me, my tattoos represent that I didn't let life beat me down. You know, I didn't let life stop me. I'm celebrating my life instead of hiding from my life. I celebrate my story instead of hiding from my story. My tattoos give me confidence. You know what? If I ever am in a situation where I'm feeling a little unsure, I'm like, shit, man, I got this. And that is, I think, what that intimidates them. No one is better than anyone. People need to remember tomorrow is not guaranteed. Exactly. We live in a judgmental world. Boy, howdy do we. That is it. Yes, I love your perspective. Thank you. Keep it up. That's awesome. Thank you, Rosie. My tattoo would represent my grandbabies. And I think that is amazing. And the thing about tattoos is, like, if you wanted them to represent your grandchildren, I would say do it in a manner that only you understand. I mean, maybe one of your grandchildren, their favorite toy is a teddy bear. Then I would tattoo a teddy bear on me, because that's your personal representation of your connection with your grandchildren. They care too much what other thinks. I'm an executive, have cover, but never stopping. You have to cover them. Yeah, I've been in corporate jobs where I've had to. Mine say I throw society norms. I get side eye from straight lace peeps. Yep. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, when people side eye me, I have a tendency to be like, I can see you looking. So if you would like to ask questions, let me know. But otherwise, don't try to be all sly. I can see you doing that. Oh, you recently pierced your nose. Cool. I did mine about 1.5 years ago. Oh yeah, dealing with public makes it worse too. People judge so much. Yes, they do. Hi, Lonnie. Please hold my hand and let's get me a tattoo. Jiley, I'm telling you right now, I would, if I could, I would. If not, just imagine me holding your hand. Pierced my nose for my 60th. I pierced mine for my 58th birthday. Yes, yes, yes. And I if you want to, you can. Do you have any tattoos? And even if you don't, just, you know what? Here, just send me a message and let me know when you're going to go get a tattoo, and I will mentally be there with you. I pierced my nose when I was 39. See, I wanted to pierce my nose for so long, but I, for so long, told myself that my nose was too big. And I would just be like, Lonnie, it's just going to look ridiculous. Your nose is too big. Your nose is too this. Your nose is too that. And it wasn't until I finally stopped telling myself something negative that I did it, and I absolutely love it. I have a kanji tattoo that always makes people ask me what it says. And here's my thought about that is I will answer questions if A, it's asked respectfully, and B, I feel like talking about my tattoos. If I'm in a mood where I don't want to talk about tattoos, then I just don't talk about them. There, nowhere did I sign a waiver stating that when I got my tattoos, I gave up all my rights to my self-expression. You know, there's just some days I don't want to talk about them. You know what? There's just some days where I'm just like, you know what? I just don't have time. Or thank you so much for asking. It's just personal. And it really depends on the way that it's approached is how I answer. I pierced my septum at 59 and have my nose pierced as well. People don't like it, don't care. It's your nose, sweetheart. You do it. Absolutely. That's your choice to share. And see, and a lot of times I think that we feel that we lose that choice because, again, we're trying to be good citizens, but we feel like every time somebody asks you a question and you answer it, even though you don't want to answer it, you're giving up a little bit of your energy. You're giving up your power. You're giving up they're taking it from you. And I don't ever want to feel forced to do anything. You know, I'm not going to be forced into an answer. It's just the way it is. I mean, if nothing else, my tattoos say I can hold up for myself and I don't want to answer anything. I turned 70 this year and I'm getting 2 new tattoos on Wednesday. Very cool. What are you getting and where are you getting it? Damn, I love you folks. Yes, we are an amazing group of peoples. It's art and self-expression. Mystical, I absolutely agree. But again, you have to remember where these comments are coming from. It's coming from people who do not understand. It's coming from people who an idea of a tattoo is so far removed that they couldn't even imagine. So we're expecting these people to understand what we've done, even though that they can't wrap their head around it. So part of me is like, why are we getting mad at them for not understanding? I don't care if they understand. Part of me is just like, I understand, and that's really all that matters. I want to pierce my middle part of my nose, just scared. You know, Brandon got that done, and I'm going to tell you right now, any piercing I think is painful, but it's pain that doesn't last a whole long time. Courtney's back. Courtney's back. Courtney, I'm still here. I never hung up. I am still here. I'm still here. And you know what? Pain is temporary. And that's just really the thing about tattoos is people are like, it's going to hurt. Well, you know what? It's a temporary pain. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be here much longer. I almost, everything heals. Yeah. And that's just the whole thing. Again, I mean, I knew it was going to hurt. I did not expect it to hurt as bad as it did. But it also, too, once it was done, it was like done and it didn't hurt anymore. The septum is the middle part of the nose and it really didn't hurt that bad at all. Quick pinch. See, Brandon said it hurt. And here's the thing. It's like once it stopped hurting, I would... For like the next 24 hours, it's like if I would laugh really hard, my nose would start to bleed. I actually got it done on my birthday, and we went out to breakfast afterwards, and my kids are so funny. They made me laugh, and all of a sudden their faces, they're like, I'm like, what? They're like, you have blood running down your face. And I'm like, oh, that's what that is. So that only lasted for like a day. And then after that, it was done. And I tell you, I don't think I'll get any more piercings, but I'm really glad I got the one I got. Let's just leave it. We'll just put it at that. Put it at that. Put it at that. All right, everybody. This time I'm really going to hang up because I have to go put my food back in the freezer. I love you all dearly. Thank you so much for being a part of my world. Hold on. Indy wants to say goodbye. Come here. Well, come here. Come show him your ball. Come here. Indy always likes to say goodbye. She's like, thank you for following my mommy on TikTok. Because she buys me new toys all the time. All right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's my girl. I tell you, even on Sundays, I was out taking her for a walk at 6:15 this morning. Because she was like, hey, Mom, guess what? I need to go to the bathroom. Because my dog, even though she has a huge backyard, is like, I'm only going to go to the bathroom if you put me on a leash. So at 6:15 this morning, she was out getting a walk. So, and congratulations to HM Bride and to It Ain't Easy Being Cheesy. You won your candles from today's subscriber giveaway. So I will get these ordered and in the mail for you. So I do love you dearly. Thank you again so much. I will see you tomorrow morning if you want to hang out with me. If not, I will be back tomorrow night at 5:30. We will do some more fun stuff, and I will see you at one of those lives. Bye, everybody.